Good, Marie. Let's start with the tour. Thanks for being here. So as mentioned, everything you can typically expect in a doctor's office is in here. What's a rolling doctor's office? It heals on wheels, right? So here's the reception. Then we have the first patient room. There's a laboratory. And then we have in the back, we have another patient room.
Right.
So the heart of it, the heart of the network and the heart of the connectivity is what I call the Swiss Army knife. You know why? Because it is a router, it is a switch. We can run a container on it, so virtual container, so edge intelligence, like a PC, like a process engine. And it's just basically designed for the transportation industry. So ruggedized design, harsh environment, vibrations, 30 degrees minus up to 60 degrees.
Wow.
We have 12-volt connectivity.
Right.
And the real cool thing is the modularity. From 3G, 4G, LTE up to 5G. This is a 5G module, a brand new one. We can bring in 2 SIM cards. So we operate here in the Medibus with T-Mobile and Vodafone, and then automatically it switches to the best connectivity.
Right.
You can even aggregate 2 radios. The cool thing is, Deutsche Bahn is running 7 of these vehicles, and the remote, the fleet management can remotely get into the IT system, so they see the health status of the IT system, and from there, they get into the telemetry system of the bus. So they can remotely see what is the tire pressure, what is the battery consumption, and by the way, battery consumption, that's really cool. On top of the roof, we have 16 solar panels, so you can run the bus one day, all electrical devices completely emission-free. And to give you a little bit of an insight, this is really a technological marvel. It's already the 3rd generation. I think there's nothing else existing around the world. All the experience from the last 7-8 years have been integrated here. And you will see how that all works. So the bus is completely networked. We have 2.5 kilometers of cabling in here. Right. This is a reception. Please come and take a look. And as I mentioned, imagine we are in front of or in a refugee settlement, and you may have, people there from 10 different nationalities. This is the game changer. So imagine there's someone arriving want to have medical consultation. There's a German doctor, and you have someone from Ukraine or from Russia or from Syria or whatever. You have a roster of 50 languages you can browse through. And then you press the button for Farsi, takes 2 minutes, and you have a medical trained translator there who helps you to bridge the language gap between the patient and the doctor. And that is the true game.
That's awesome.
Right? Imagine you are far away from your country, and you are really sick. You're really sick, and you are in front of a doctor, but you don't speak the same language.
Difficult to explain, yeah.
So basically, that's it. That's something simple, but very powerful, right? Okay, yeah, let's move on. So this is the first patient room, and as you can see here, this has been used for vaccination campaigns in Germany during the pandemics, also for COVID antibody testing with a leading health institute in Germany. All the 4 areas are completely air conditioned. Independently, you can, even in the hot summer or in the winter, have the best temperature. What I also like very much is it is barrier free, so you can get into it with a wheelchair. You can even move with a wheelchair in the middle patient room. I think that's a big advantage. This is the laboratory, and usually the medical staff on board, they bring an electrocardiogram or they bring a blood centrifuge for blood analysis, or I have even seen mobile X-ray devices, right? So very cool. All is somehow experienced and integrated from the shipping industry. Imagine, we are driving across the countryside, and then you need to make sure nothing falls out. So that's really special lockers. LED lights everywhere to save the power consumption. And then we have 2 cooling units. We can even cool down up to minus 20 degrees Celsius for vaccines. Yeah, COVID vaccines, for example. And in Germany, you need to document that you are meeting the cooling circle of the vaccines. So what we did is we built in specific sensors from our Meraki portfolio, which gives you the real-time information on the temperature in the liquid, right? If certain thresholds are not met, there will be an alarm to the medical staff via SMS or email, so that they are not allowed to take that vaccine charge, for example, right? If we move on, this is the patient room in the back. Please take a seat, Marie.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And usually then the door could be closed, and then the doctor presses this button, and then you see outside that the red light is going on, so that means it's now occupied, and you can see patients in privacy. We have the same technology here, it's network, Ethernet plugs everywhere, and you have access to the remote translation service. And this is where then in the second patient room also the treatment is happening. And I think it's a really cool thing. Nothing else existing around the world. And we are so proud that, we have been able at Cisco to provide the funding to rent out 4 vehicles and drive with them around Germany and Berlin, Cologne and Hamburg for 9 months, serving more than 13,000 patients in more than 500 refugee settlements as they were moving into Germany. It's a big support, I think, and this is done as a corporate social responsibility initiative. And we have started all of that with what we call country digital acceleration. This is a program we use to accelerate the digital agenda in a country, whether it is on education, cybersecurity, or whatever. And this is how we are all running it, and this is how we started also on that with the Medibus. How are you feeling now?
I think I'm very well happy and see that innovation is coming into place with Cisco and the cooperation with Deutsche Bahn.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.